The story begins with signing on as a night zookeeper at Pine Valley Zoo. The protagonist is required to sign a sketchy non-disclosure agreement that absolves the zoo of liability for injury or death. The contract seems suspicious, with clauses preventing police involvement and requiring confidentiality about zoo events. The situation takes a dark turn as it reveals the protagonist is in a desperate situation. Unemployed for a year, homeless, and struggling with family responsibilities, including medical treatment for someone named Gina. This vulnerability is being used to pressure them into taking the position. After signing, the protagonist is given a chest-mounted device, supposedly for scientists to monitor enclosure activity. They receive a PDA for work interactions and are officially welcomed into the zoo family. Things get weird when they wake up after apparently being sedated for health prevention purposes. The job involves complex systems, including a food preparation area called the cold room, where herbs and vegetables are stored and processed into bricks for animal feed. They must use a special train system called KAE, Kinetic Automated Transport with Innovative Engineering, to move supplies around the zoo. Inside the giraffe enclosure, things start getting creepy. The animals show signs of zoochosis, strange behaviors and movements suggesting mutation. The job involves feeding animals, collecting samples, and monitoring their health through various high-tech systems, including thermal imaging. The position pays $100,000 annually, but involves sketchy duties like collecting and analyzing animal waste and monitoring body temperatures. The zoo has been closed for 2 years, adding to the suspicious circumstances. Special medications like Temperax must be prepared to treat the animals showing concerning symptoms. The mysterious supervisor seems to know unusually detailed information about the protagonist's past, including their brief study of chemical technology in Indiana. The job involves sterile procedures and careful handling of biomaterial. Strange parasitic creatures are hinted at, suggesting the zoo may be conducting unauthorized experiments. Instructions are given for creating temporal acts at the station by loading vials. The vials are a limited resource that must be gathered and used wisely. Once created, the temporal axe needs to be loaded into the veterinary gun found in the gadget trolley to treat a sick giraffe. The sick giraffe needs to be darted carefully from behind, avoiding confusion between different animals. The task is completed successfully despite some challenging positioning of the animals. UV flashlights are used to monitor animal health by checking for mucus secretion, which indicates disease. Animal stool also needs to be closely monitored for signs of illness. The cold room contains 20 fish bricks for penguins that need to be dropped into the fridge via lever. Temperature and sound measurements need to be taken. A concerning situation unfolds where the player is locked in the facility under unusual circumstances, having signed an NDA and lost phone access. They attempt to reassure their worried wife about the situation. A mysterious call comes from someone searching for CJ Summers, requesting to check his locker with code 1768 to verify his medication is present. Instructions are given about an upcoming food delivery requiring meat grinding. The situation with Paul is revealed to be complicated, with suggestions of deception. A shocking revelation occurs about parasites from a mother creature that infect and mutate animals. The situation becomes more sinister as it is revealed that contaminated meat was given to your family. The true horror of the situation is exposed. The protagonist has been infected with a parasite as a form of control. Threats are made against their family to ensure compliance with disturbing tasks. Different animals require specific combinations of meat and other ingredients when infected. A system exists for potentially curing the mutations through proper feeding formulas. A discovery was made about mutants' ability to mimic different diseases through experimental medication found on a CJ's PDA. After injecting a mutant with Toxicus ferralis, it showed promising results. This suggests potential for curing infected animals. Interactions with the gorillas require precise positioning to prevent glitches. The gorillas named Dexter, Pepper, and Chief are showing concerning symptoms, including vomiting, despite not being fed yet. The gorillas are displaying symptoms of inflammation and heat issues. The situation becomes more intense as one of the gorillas shows signs of mutation, requiring immediate intervention. Collecting blood samples from gorillas proves challenging as it requires them to be in a calm state. The uneven terrain and scared animals make the process more difficult. Tranquilizers might help in blood collection. A confrontation occurs between Paul Connelly and Dr. Oliver Metzger regarding unauthorized experimentation. Dr. Metzger admits to injecting Paul with a parasite, claiming it was for protection rather than harm, and promises to remove it after the first shift. Paul makes an urgent call to Lily about contaminated meat, warning her to dispose of any leftovers immediately. The conversation reveals growing concerns about the spread of infection through food consumption. Strange behavioral changes begin manifesting, including an overwhelming urge to consume raw meat. The situation with the penguins introduces new challenges, though their enclosure offers better terrain for handling potential mutations compared to the gorilla area. The process of collecting blood samples from penguins requires careful timing and tranquilizer use. While the mutated penguins can attack, they don't seem lethal, though their attacks can stun and interfere with treatment efforts. The focus should be on completing the main task of helping infected creatures, rather than getting caught up in minor details. After successfully removing parasites from some animals, it was time to return to the hub area. There was uncertainty about whether curing them on the first attempt was the right approach. Upon returning to the hub, there was a confrontation regarding the protagonist's probation performance. While they had done well, with infected creatures not attacking due to the parasite's influence, a difficult decision arose about removing the parasite. Unfortunately, Mother opposed removal due to her hunger and preference for killing prey herself.